Okay, this week's video is going to be just a little bit different than most of our weeks. First of all, it's just me today. And I am just looking like I normally do. I just had my Knox Academy sweatshirt on because we just went for a little bit of a hike with the kids. Today, I'm going to talk about homeschooling and work. Is it possible to do both? So this is a big question that I get from a lot of parents because I don't know about you, but a lot of us have two-income families, or maybe we're single and we're the only breadwinner for our family, but yet we still want to homeschool. So the big question is this possible? Is it possible to work, and is it possible to homeschool too? So that is a very complicated question, and I think for every family, the answer is different. And sometimes it's yes for a family, and sometimes it might be no for a family. But I am going to get a little bit raw with you and show what it has looked like for us. Okay, here's a little snapshot of us homeschooling over the last 7 years. First, we were in Taiwan, and my husband was the breadwinner, so I was able to stay at home. The next was also my husband was teaching at a private school, and we were able to homeschool part-time. And so this is us again at home, and I didn't need to work. I actually worked part-time during the summer and did some summer work. So then we started Knox Academy, and we were both working pretty much more than full-time. We were working a lot, but because it was a school and because we set it up that way, it was very family friendly. So I had a 3 and a 5-year-old at the school who were in classes. So I had an office set up so that they could be there, and they could have kind of like a place to play and a place to do puzzles and a place to explore. That was kind of our first startup of having a homeschool. All the kids didn't go every day. So on the days that they weren't attending, they were up in the office with me and they were doing their homeschool. So here's just a little snapshot of what some of that looked like. Now we had a 3 and a 5-year-old, so that was a little bit chaotic, but it was still doable. Just like learning always is, some days are awesome, and some days are more eye twitch and pound the chocolate kind of days, if you know what I mean. And so they just don't work out as well, and that is just learning in general, whether you're at home or you're at school or an organized program. Okay, now here is the last 1.5 years during coronavirus quarantine time, and we stepped away from Knox. We hired a director to directly oversee the classes while we were running things in the background. And so our homeschool was in an RV. So this is what it looked like. Okay, now this year, also different. My husband has another job, and I am doing Knox Academy from home. The Knox classes are being run by a nonprofit this year, but I'm still working from home and homeschooling. So 2 of the days they go to their Knox classes, but the other 3 days a week, they're home with me. So how do I do that? And how do I not weigh 50 more pounds from all the chocolate I need to eat sometimes? So I'm going to give you a couple tips from my experiences over the last 7 years from homeschooling, and then also from the hundreds of parents we've worked with and talked to who have had to juggle work and homeschool. So one of the things that has worked for me and for my kids is it's really important just to keep some kind of a routine. The routine that we have done and that we have chosen and that's working for us right now is we like to get our schoolwork done in the morning. And then in the afternoon, the kids can work on projects and some other things that I've written a list of them for them of what they can do while I am stepping away and I'm working. And this routine has worked really well for us, where I can start the day with them, I can enjoy them. I'm not stressed or worried about trying to be somewhere else or doing something else. I know that I've dedicated this time for just them. And then they also know then in the afternoon that I am working. They're at an age where they can be fairly self-directed. They're still somewhat young. I have a 7, 9, and 13. They still fight. They still get bored and want mom to figure out something for them to do. But I've created a long list, and I encourage them to go look at the list, and then I also remind them what's on the list of things that they can do. And this leaves me somewhat free to get work done. Another thing that helps me and has helped other parents as well is they have joined a co-op or some kind of part-time program. So that's left them some free time, some space where they can get some work done uninterrupted for either a whole day or a good share of a day. I've known parents who have hired even nannies to help out so that they can do homeschool with their children. But then if their children are young, it's hard to just let them be self-directed learners in the afternoon like I did. So a lot of them hire someone to kind of watch them and play with them while they can be focused on doing some work. Another creative way for both parents to work that I've heard of is kind of splitting the time, where one is working some of the time while the other one is homeschooling, and then they switch. This might work as long as you have some kind of a flexible schedule. I have a good friend who did the night shift as a nurse, and then her husband worked during the day. That worked sort of for a while with homeschooling, because she would come home and kind of do some homeschooling with them and then sleep. So it worked, but after a while it did get exhausting, and she says she wouldn't want to go back to doing that. But it did work for them for a time so that they could kind of get through that period where they both needed to work. So that is also an option. I've also known of some parents who kind of switched their work so that they could have and be available to homeschool, so they could have a little bit more time, or that they could have more of a flexible schedule. So there are a lot of opportunities now online, and so some of them have taken advantage of some of those online opportunities or a more flexible job, and that has helped free up some time so that they can have some dedicated time for their children. Okay, one tip that I'm going to give you is a lot of parents are homeschooling for longer than I think that they need to. Your homeschool is not like public school. You don't need to go from 9 o'clock a.m. till 3 p.m. every day. I started with that schedule and quickly saw that it wasn't going to work out for our family. Because you have such focused one-on-one time at home, the children actually get through things so much quicker at home than they would do at school. So most homeschool families I know rarely go past noon, or at least past 3 or 4 hours of homeschooling. The kids get more antsy, and it really just doesn't take that much time. If it's taking that much time, that's kind of the first thing I would work on, is how you spend your homeschool day and kind of shortening that up so you have a little bit more free time to work as well. Okay, one more tip from lots of parents who are homeschooling and working both. One way is to really involve your children in the household work. So I'm going to show you just a little glimpse. Here's my bed, and that's laundry. It is waiting for 2 children who that's their chore. So that is one important piece of our household of making it work, is everybody has to jump in and help. Okay, with younger children, this might look a lot different than with older children, right? So have them do what they can do. Maybe it's helping load the dishes. Maybe it is helping them sweep. This is actually a big part of Knox too, where we actually gave the kids a lot of responsibility, and we were amazed. And once we kind of showed them how to do it, they were able to do a lot more things than we maybe thought that they could do with helping out around the school. But it's also the same with your house. Showing them exactly how to kind of do some of those tasks and even doing it with them, that can give them actually a lot of confidence. Now, one thing you're gonna have to let go of is being super particular. Like this laundry sitting here on my bed. You know, sometimes it takes time and it takes reminders and takes short charts and some things, but that is something that's really helped a lot of homeschool families. Hopefully this video is helpful to you as you are figuring out how to both home educate and also work. If it is, go ahead and like and subscribe below, and also check out some of our other videos. We are here as a source to help you as you are navigating your home learning journey, and we're here to support you. Thanks. See you next week.